Thank you, all the oral speakers. Now we have the Q&A. Do we have questions in the room?
I hope I got your name correct, Alain. So you mentioned like curriculum learning. One of the advantages is like sample efficiency. With the approach you suggest using this course, do you still have that efficiency, or now you need all of the data as possible to learn those scores?
Thank you for your question. If the approach worked, you wouldn't need all the data. The problem is, what I'm actually showing is that you can't do it right now with the way we're trying to do it. So the short question is, we could do it if it worked, but given that it doesn't work, it's not possible yet. Yeah. And what we're working on is in trying to find these missing metrics that we think are the gap between just giving it the image data and finding what's missing for breaking the C-score. And when we're able to do that, and we have a few things cooking somewhere. And we think we would be able to produce orderings that would be useful, and that's actually one of the things that we're going to test going forwards. Just mixing these extra metrics with image data and trying to create orderings that are relatively similar to the ones produced by the C-scores. So yeah, good, thank you. You just would need a pre-processing step, and that's it. Okay, thank you.
So
we have a question virtual.
Yeah, one question from the chat. So this is from Pablo for Alain. Could you please comment on what are other next steps in your research?
Okay. So for this one, one of the things we wanted to try is, and one of the things that they actually tried in the C-score paper was trying to find metrics that were related to the distance between a sample and a given sample and its neighbors, right? In embedding space. They tried it in pixel space, it didn't work. They tried it in embedding space, and they found out it works, but you need to train on the data set, so it's pointless, basically. We found something that doesn't require training that may work, and that's one of the things we're trying to go forward with, but we haven't tested it yet. We also just want to make really sure that it's not the quality of the features that is missing, so that's why we want to train on ImageNet also, but I don't think that's going to work. And what else? We also wanted to see if that doesn't work, to test whether these orderings, even though they are not so similar to the C-score, ground truth C-scores, we wanted to make sure that we wanted to test what happens if you try to use them for actual curriculum learning, to see if they work or not. And that's where we're going with this paper, at least. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question?
Yes. I have a question for Alain Raymond. So curriculum learning is based only evaluated with the C-score?
Yeah. There's many ways to do curriculum learning. You can try doing it by producing difficulties that are based on human beings, but that is usually very costly to label, so that we didn't want to do that. And the main benefit of using C-scores is that they're like task agnostic. You can do it for any data set. The only problem is that you need a lot of models trained, like thousands of models, to get a reasonable estimate, which is basically pointless because you want to use this to train on the same data set. So that is the whole point why we're doing this. Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
That's-
you.
Yeah.
Do we have any other question? I have a question for the virtual folks. I don't know if we can connect them. Okay, perfect. I have a question for Guillermo about the transforming learning with joint fine-tuning. I think the results that you show was about using ResNet and DistilBERT, which is, good examples for CNN and NLP. But have you used any other models, and what are the results from those investigations, or what are you actually going to propose later in terms of which models to use? That's one, right? What will be the future work on that? And is there any reasoning why you choose those specific models on these results?
Yes, so we choose ResNet and DistilBERT because they're accessible models. Anyone can use it online, and so our approach was to make the multimodal test accessible. So this is why we chose that. But you can actually put any model you want to improve accuracy and AUC score or anything else. So our next step is to evaluate other models, also different data sets for different multimodal tasks. So we can create like a standard baseline for multimodal tasks.
Thank you.